So, Barbie Life in the Dream House, the spiritual successor to Toy Story 1 and 2. 2 and 3! Fuck!
You fucked it up.
Barbie Life in the Dream House. The spirit. I'm not gonna do the second take. Yeah, it's like basically it's a really self-aware, fun take on Barbie and Barbie as a cultural institution, which is absolutely what it is. Presented in the form of like 2 to 3 to 4 minute internet shorts. You can find all of them on Barbie.com. Just search Barbie Life in the Dream House, and you'll get a Barbie.com link that has all the episodes. They're also on YouTube, but it's kind of whack to find. And it's also on Netflix, but like the episodes are all smashed together in a weird order, and like so they'll have episodes. Like the first episode will have callbacks. The first episode's like from the 5th season of the show, and it'll like call back to season 1. It's kind of a mess, and that's how I watched it at first. It was a mess, like my attempt to explain it was. Where do we go from here?
Okay, so it's produced by Mattel, obviously. It's 3D. Honestly, I don't know that much. It's produced by ARC Productions.
Now, do they make all those same like Barbie direct-to-DVD movies where it's like Swan Princess, Tinkerbell Princess? That's something different.
No, actually, I think that might be a different studio.
I wouldn't be surprised because they're tonally very different.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, ARC Productions is responsible for Romeo Juliet and Hoodwinked 2.
Oh boy, not even Hoodwinked 1, which I thought was watchable.
It had George Carlin in his last role, I think.
Did it?
Yeah.
Who did he play?
I don't know.
I
George
just remember,
Carlin was in a lot of bad movies.
I just remember the wolf was Fletch, and I was confused as to what child was going to get that.
I don't even...
They're formerly Stars Animation Toronto, and I think their first thing they did was, like, VeggieTales, when they were called DKP Studios. They went from DKP to IDT Entertainment to Stars Animation to now ARC Productions.
Wow.
That makes them sound like a real fly-by-night operation. Like some
fly
kind of...
by night!
Yeah, that's a good song. It's by Rush. Kids. Read a book about...
Read a Rush album track list, and then listen to those tracks.
Just talk to your dad. Your dad likes Rush.
Okay.
Especially if your dad's a nerd. Nerd dads love Rush.
Yeah.
Do dads? Have we gotten to the point where people who like the Wu-Tang Clan have procreated?
I mean...
I think so.
I mean, but
like
procreated and are dads, not just like 20-somethings with kids.
I don't know.
Oh.
Wu-Tang's playing in Brooklyn next month, and I need somebody to go with me because I'm not going to go to that by myself.
I'll go.
You'll go?
Here.
Okay,
I live here.
That'll be we'll do that.
Dummy.
Come see the Toon Goons at Barclays Center at the Wu-Tang concert.
And you can stay in my room.
Not you listeners, me. I'm staying in the room.
No, not the
Stay out of Nina's dorm.
Don't come to my life. Anyway, we're talking about Barbie. So, the series started in 2012. And of course, it's your typical sort of promotional thing trying to promote the toys, But the interesting thing about that is boy toys, quote, have a long history of, like, TV shows, toy tie-ins, and those TV show toy tie-ins are still things that people care about, like Transformers and Turtles and G.I. Joe, whereas...
He-Man, a lot of that stuff.
Whereas girl toy tie-in properties aren't as lucrative. I think the only thing that's still a thing is, like, ponies, but that, like, just came back.
And that's kind of a weird exception.
Yeah.
That, like, would take a little too long to dive into here.
So I think it is interesting that, like, we get to talk about a show.
Oh, no, actually, there
made
was an
itself.
attempt in the mid 2000s to bring that shit back. Like they brought back Strawberry Shortcake,
but not with shows, just with toys.
No, was there not a new show, or did
I
they
don't
just?
think it was new. I think it was
like
just
a direct to DVD stuff.
The hub needed stuff to put on.
No, this
TV.
is way before the hub. Like
Yeah, no, I remember we had it. It was direct to DVD things.
See.
It wasn't actually anything on TV, and it didn't have near the amount of push and like momentum as things like Transformers and Turtles and stuff like that.
And pretty typical, sexism in this in the toy industry and the toy animation connective industry.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of what makes this show so surprising, because it's so much smarter than it needs to be, and kind of like, I mean, the Lego Movie. I kind of don't want to refer to it because nobody gets to hear what we talked about, but it makes fun of itself as a property a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, here the central joke of Barbie Life in the Dream House is Barbie's obscene privilege.
Pretty much.
That is.
So this setup is it takes place in Malibu, of course. That's where her dream house is. And the dolls behave like people, but they're still actually dolls. And it centers around Barbie and her friends and siblings and Ken, and it's sort of stylized as a mock reality show with confessionals a la The Office and Parks and Rec.
Or reality shows that I couldn't name because I don't watch any of them. And like in a later season, they do that thing where whenever a character shows up on screen, they got their name at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reality show thing.
Well, that's also important for marketing for toys.
Oh, yeah.
So you know which one to buy.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go through the characters. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about these characters because Barbie characters have been around since, like, Barbie's been around since, like, the 40s. So we're talking about a really big legacy here that has a lot of implications to it. But we're going to try to stick to the show mostly, though it's kind of hard not to talk about the Barbie legacy overall because the show's constantly talking about it.
It's easy if you're like me and I barely know anything about it. There's like 2 legacy jokes that I got.
Yeah, me too. And the rest, like, I got them, but I just had to assume that they knew what they were talking about and go like, I'm sure that's funny.
Like the one in particular I'm thinking of is when Raquel's talking to Chelsea, which is Barbie's youngest sister, and she's like, "What's her name again? Kelly? Chelsea." Because Barbie used to have a a sister named Kelly, but that
oh my god, she did.
Yeah.
What happened to Kelly?
They changed her name to Chelsea. Like the history of Barbie characters.
They made her
crazy.
even whiter.
Like, Barbie used to have another African American friend before Nicky. I can't remember her name, but she was the African American character for a long time, and then they recently just dropped her and created Nicky. So Barbie does that kind of stuff all the time, and I don't know why. But anyway, so Barbie herself is, the main character, and she's voiced by Kate Higgins.
Who's done some other stuff. Like, isn't she the voice of Tails? The Fox Man?
She might be. She's done a lot of anime. She was in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Who was she?
She was the principal.
Oh, cool.
Quinlan, and she was Mayor Janet Nettles.
She's in the Viz dub of Sailor Moon as Sailor Mercury.
Yeah. And she's been in video games. She's actually had a pretty good career. She's done a lot of stuff.
Oh, great.
She's been Barbie for a while.
She was Sakura in Naruto.
Oh, for real? Good for her.
Yeah, she was Tails from 2010 to 2013. But now with Sonic Boom, they've rebooted all the voice actors again.
Except Sonic.
Maybe.
She played a girl in Great Teacher Onizuka.
Wow.
That original amazing glorious dub. Anyway, so Barbie's basically what you would expect Barbie to be. She's really nice, but like nice
and one more thing. She's adult tough in Korra.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, Kate Higgins is the for real deal. Just because she's Barbie doesn't mean she's
oh crap,
some kind of hack.
She's Torakaka from Blaze Blue? And Saya. Nobody cares. Nina does, like Nina has watched me play these games and like she tried to care. She can't care.
I like Torakaka.
Yeah, Torakaka's cool, but like God, those games are a mess. Maybe we'll talk about that in anime. We probably won't.
Probably never.
No.
So yeah, Barbie is Barbie. She's at 136 careers. She lives in her dream house. She's nice. She has a bunch of careers, but in the show, she's never actually doing anything in particular. She's just sort of living her vapid Malibu life style.
Yeah.
Making
At this point, she's become so well known. She just sort of survives off her fame. You know, like just like any kind of, I don't know, like a Hilton or a Richie, if you will.
Yeah, but the news will always come to her house and be like, "What do you think about this thing?" And she'll be like, "Well, I believe."
Tooch, were you purposefully trying to be as not topical as possible?
Yeah.
Because okay, because you didn't say Kardashian, and that's like the obvious one.
Yeah, of course. Why would I say the obvious thing? I know nothing about Kardashians.
Why would I let people think that I know about the world and shit that I don't care about?
Why would I do that when I can reference reality diva stars from like the early 2000s? Flavor Flav.
Okay.
He was
Nobody cares.
It was so weird when like you would hear Flavor Flav rap and then Chuck D rap because Chuck D was such a better rapper.
So Barbie.
Yeah.
Ken is in this. Obviously, Ken is Barbie's longtime boyfriend.
Except for that period when she wasn't. What was it? Was that also the mid 2000s?
Yes,
like
there was a period when they broke up and then they got back together, kind of recently. But anyway, in this show, he's kind of like obsessed with Barbie. He's always trying to be the perfect boyfriend. He's also very inventive. Like he's always creating things. He built the dream house. He invented the closet computer, which is essentially a HAL knockoff that gets the Barbie friends in trouble sometimes.
Wacky.
He's voiced by Sean Hankinson.
Very few people on this show are notable.
Yeah, I looked up like everybody except Barbie is just like they don't do anything.
There's one other person on here. I think Teresa's voice actress is a known entity.
Katie Crown.
That makes her sound like a Lovecraftian horror terror.
Yeah. Katie Crown's on Clarence. She's the mom.
Yeah, she's on Clarence.
And the teacher.
And she's on Bob's Burgers too.
Who was she?
All right.
She was Harley. I guess a guest star.
I don't remember what episode.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me that. So Ken is a big dork.
Yeah.
He's a big dorfus.
It's funny to me that like Barbie's this fashion icon, but she dates a man who wears cargo shorts.
It's Malibu. It's hot.
Yeah, but
wait. I'm sorry, but Katie Crown also voices a popular character, Izzy, in the Total Drama franchise. I know that, so that's who she does mostly.
All right.
And then we have the little mini Barbies, Skipper, Stacy, and Chelsea, who are her siblings.
The best.
Raquel calls Barbie Jr., which I think that really cuts to the core for me. That's like that's what your mom calls them, or your dad.
Well, Skipper was the first Barbie sibling to be introduced, and she was actually introduced to counteract people complaining that Barbie was too sexualized. So they were like, well, she has a little sister, and she's younger, and not all about looking super sexy and stuff. And then Stacy came later. I actually had a couple Stacy dolls growing up. And then Chelsea is the new Kelly. So I have no investment in her because I played with Kelly when I was a kid. So,
wow.
So Kelly's your Pete Best.
Skipper is the oldest. She's, teenager. She's always texting on her phone, and that's super funny. Teenagers are always on their technology.
I mean, they don't make that big. They don't really make that like any of her jokes. Like it's just a facet of her personality that almost like I think they handle that better than most other things do. Because it's like, yeah, like some teens do just sort of sit there and blog all fucking day or be on their phones and whatnot. But that's not
We
a
know our
detriment.
audience. We've got Barbie apps we need to sell.
Yes.
And then Stacy is a tween who's like sports and skateboarding. And Chelsea's supposed to be 6. And she's kind of devious in her own way. Both Skipper and Stacy are both voiced by Paula Rhodes, and Chelsea is voiced by Laura Garreau.
She don't even got her own article. I think she might be just a real child.
She might just be.
As opposed to 90% of all children in animation who are actually voiced by 30-year-old women.
And
Paula
then
Rhodes.
Yeah. And then you got the other people who live in the dream house aren't people, it's their pets. Taffy, Blissa, and Tawny.
Tawny's the horse. Tawny is my favorite of the pets.
Because it's just a horse in her house.
There's a really good
so much sass.
There's a really good visual. Tawny has some really good visual goofs. There's that part where Tawny drives the getaway golf cart in that bath time episode.
Yes.
And the time when Tawny was playing the piano.
I was going to mention Tawny playing the piano.
She reminds me of that one, like, meme video of the really shittily rendered CGI horse. It's like, you did it, good job. And then it starts playing the saxophone. Do either of you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know memes.
No.
I make a point of it.
It's so dumb.
In the mockumentary, not mockumentary, the mock reality show, the same voice actress will do like a voiceover translation for the pets. So sometimes the pets will sit down and
then they've all got the same fancy British voice.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like one person translating all of them, which I think is funny.
And then we have Teresa, who's I think my favorite character. Teresa is probably
Teresa's voiced by Katie Crown.
Yeah, she is a friend of Barbie. She's one of her best friends. She lives around the dream house. She's the Hispanic character. She's very ditzy but in like a really fun way. Not like an annoying way, but like in like I think she's very funny to me.
Yeah, she's cute. I like her.
Yeah, she's got some really good goofy lines.
And she's probably doll history-wise the oldest, aside from like Skipper, of Barbie's friends. Like Teresa's been around the Barbie universe for a long time.
Was she always Hispanic, or did they retcon
Yes.
that? Oh, cool.
She's always been Hispanic. Her full name is Teresa Rivera.
Cool.
She
While we're at
premiered
it,
in 1988.
Oh, that's not that old. It's considered
Well,
Barbie's been around since the 40s.
Of her best friend, she's the most consistent of Barbie's best friends. Because Midge was Barbie's original best friend, but then they like stopped making dolls of her for a while, and they kind of just brought her back for this show, actually. But Teresa's been Barbie's best friend for like the longest
Ah, I see.
consistent time. Like they haven't stopped making Teresa dolls since '88.
It's kind of like that really nerdy Doctor Who argument of like, well, like the fourth Doctor was the Doctor for the longest consecutively in terms of making things, but then they tried to bring the show back with the eighth Doctor, who was in one movie, but then they didn't make anything for like 15 years. But technically, he was still the Doctor, so he might have done it for the longest, even though he only did audiobooks. And it's like, wow, shut up.
And then Barbie gets even more confusing because they'll reuse face molds. So it'll be a different character, but it'll have another character's face. So you don't even know.
Face off!
Then there's Nicky. She's Barbie's African-American friend. She's very close with Teresa. She doesn't take anybody's guff. Nicky does. Nicky knows what's up. Nicky's probably the most intuitive of all of Barbie's friends.
Yeah.
Like, she's kind of the smartest in a way. Like, sometimes I wonder why she hangs out with them all the time. Other than because Barbie has all the cool stuff
Probably.
in the world.
I would be friends with Barbie.
Yeah. She's really rich.
She owns all the things.
Well, that's like rich
She's
is
rich
one
and-
thing, but she also has like she uses her money to get the coolest, dumbest shit. So that's
Yeah.
fun.
She's rich and generous. It's a great combination.
Yep.
Midge is... Oh, yeah, I guess Raquel.
Oh, yeah, we can skip to Midge.
Let's skip to Midge. Midge is
Fuck
funny.
Raquel.
Because they brought
Midge is
back
great.
Midge in like season 3 as like Barbie's best friend from Willows, Wisconsin, where she was from. I assume that's where Barbie's creator was from.
That was Barbie's original hometown, yeah.
Cool.
Is it where the creator was from as well?
Probably, yeah. Ruth something or other. Barbara is the name of her daughter.
That's right. That was right. Well, while we're at it, Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent, because it was the 40s, Roberts.
Yeah, she was created by Ruth Handler and named after her daughter.
Cute.
It was modeled after a German doll called the Bild Lily.
Yeah, that's why it's so white. Yeah, so Midge shows up, and she's like this black and white doll, which doesn't make sense because the doll was in color in the 40s.
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to do that freaking like Pleasantville joke, like that.
Yeah,
kind of humor.
I mean, it does help to convey that she's old timey,
and only
and,
Skipper
like, they
could
make
hear
a
the
bunch
laugh
of-
track.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a goof that's been done a lot, but you know, it always works.
Yeah, I
You know,
love
they
it.
made goofs about her being less articulated than the other dolls.
Yeah, they always do that. It's super great. Midge is my favorite. Midge is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got one of my favorite lines. It's like, "Hey Midge, you want this PB&J on whole wheat?" And he's like, "Whole wheat? You know I don't eat spicy food
Yeah, that was my favorite.
because it's the Midwest. You get it?"
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
so white.
Yep. Midge Hadley. She was created in 1963 along with Skipper to counteract the Barbie sex symbol thing. The reason why they did the whole vintage thing, because there was a 20-year period where they didn't make any Midge dolls. So it was like Midge disappeared and came back all of a sudden. So that was just kind of like a cute joke to the whole Barbie history, I guess.
That's like this whole show is just cute jokes nodding to Barbie.
Well,
And-
at the same time, also doing, you know, some pretty broad slapstick humor and everything, so that kids will like it. While, you know, all the moms of Barbie fans who like grew up with these dolls and everything, there's some really good doll jokes in there.
Yeah.
And then not only was Midge had a 20-year break, but when she came back in the 80s, there was that controversy where she was the pregnant Barbie. And then that got so blown out of proportion that they stopped making her again. So,
Females can't procreate. I'm confused at what the controversy was.
it's because it's a doll. Well, okay, the controversy was because the doll was just packaged by itself without a husband character.
Oh, Christ.
So even though Midge did have a husband, he just wasn't packaged in the same package as pregnant Midge.
Yeah, maybe your husband's like boring and Barbie didn't like hanging out with him, so they only did stuff together and they didn't do date nights or whatever. Because like Midge, your husband's a super dragon. He's like, I know, but his dick's way too bomb.
Well, Midge actually had a very conservative kind of background. Like she was married before Barbie was, and she had the same husband for a while, and she had like 3 kids, and like she was in the happy family line. Like her whole thing was that she was like this typical, you know, nuclear family lady.
So basically,
From the Midwest.
the controversy stemmed from nobody actually reading the flavor text.
Oh, absolutely. Like it always fucking does. Whenever anybody tries to report on anything, fuck!
This thing I see in my immediate vision makes me mad for reasons I'm about to make up.
But
Fox
Midge
News.
Midge as a character is so cute. Like she has the old slang. She does that snorty laugh.
Yes,
thing.
that's my favorite. She's so
She's
cute.
really into like macrame.
Like Barbie threw a pool party and she spent the whole day testing her pool's pH level before she got in because of her like skin condition or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, again,
She's
because she's
voiced by
super white.
She's voiced by Ashlyn Silich, who doesn't have a page.
Great.
And then moving back up to Raquel. Raquel is Barbie's frenemy, unknowns to Barbie. Well, kind of. Barbie kind of knows, but also doesn't. It's kind of weird.
Well, because like Barbie probably knows that like, oh wow, she probably kind of hates me. That affects me negatively in no way. I'm Barbie. I'm literally untouchable. I killed a man last night. No one said anything.
There were military Barbie dolls made.
Oh, damn.
So Raquel is really jealous of Barbie, and she really likes Ken, And, like, she wants to outshine Barbie. She wants to be super posh, and she wants to be, like, the best, most amazing lady in Malibu. And she's vain and arrogant and not really good at sabotaging Barbie because Barbie doesn't care.
Barbie is OP as fuck. Banned in tournament play.
Barbie's just like, oh, Raquel.
Just like unrequited rivalry. It's like so weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because there's an additional level of frustration there because she can't actually butt heads because Barbie doesn't know / give a fuck.
And Barbie, like, invites her to everything, like, on days out with her friends. She invites Raquel, and, like, all her other friends know what a bitch Raquel is.
Raquel's just a prick.
Especially Nicky. Nicky's just like, really? This crap again?
Why do we have to manufacture this conflict?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then, we forgot, we also forgot Summer.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten to Summer yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were saving the worst for last.
Oh, no. Well, we haven't done Ryan yet, either.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The other worst.
Yeah, Ryan is the other worst. It's
I like
Raquel's
Ryan.
I like Raquel. I think they've done some really funny stuff with Raquel.
Oh, yeah, no, I love it. They've done funny stuff.
I love the way she says her name.
Raquel.
It's time for Raquel.
Well, give us some history on that character. Like, how old is she?
She knew? Has Barbie ever had an enemy? Is that not what girl toys do?
I think I've seen Raquel. I remember Raquel as a kid for, like, the Barbie fashionista line. That was a lot like the early 2000s. She doesn't actually have a Wikipedia page that's linked.
Look up Barbapedia. Christ.
She's got. I'm on specifically the Life in the Dreamhouse fan wiki, but
yeah.
But that's, I'm sure that doesn't go into things about her past. Just the show.
I wonder how much of this show is us reading about voice actors on Wikipedia.
Most.
Is this? Are other people interested in that, or are we just such voice acting dork ass nerds that it's like
we're
she was Naruto, man?
I don't really follow how we're doing, so I just assume that we talk about cartoons and just throw our voices into the ether, the endless void for no one to find.
Okay. So
well, I mean, and then I put it all together. Like, you seem to be like minimizing my effort. Well, I mean, I fucked up last week, so that's fair.
No, I'm sorry.
Raquel was created in 2007, and she became Asian American in 2011. She's like Asian American, like mixed race. So if you see an Asian Barbie doll, it's probably a Raquel sculpt. Or a Raquel doll. So that's her thing.
She doesn't even get an interesting history. No wonder she's so salty.
Well, she's really new. She just came out in 2007.
So part of the advantage is since she doesn't really have much of an established fan base, they can, make her this horrible prick.
Well, I think fashionista fans are really like her doll. I don't know. And then there's Ryan.
You know all of this shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I figured Nina would be totally taking the reins on this, aren't you? Like, you're a doll person, right?
Yes, I am.
Well, that was kind of like a recent thing, because, like, let's give some of your history. You grew up in the 90s. You had dolls and shit, and then, whatever, for a bunch of years, and then you got to college, you started having money, and you became a Monster High adult collector.
Yeah, pretty much. So my knowledge on Barbie is pretty limited history-wise, like, because I'm not a Barbie expert, but I'm familiar. But yeah, Raquel, she's newer, so she doesn't have that much of a history. Then we have Ryan, who is Raquel's twin brother in the show, and a musician. He's really bad at being a musician. He loves Barbie in the same way that Raquel likes Ken, and he's always trying to impress her, and he's like always fighting with Ken, and he's like a real egomaniac, and he always has like cardboard cutouts of himself, and he does the whole like dual mirror thing, like, I'm so beautiful, and
yeah,
I'm the best.
Oh, interesting thought. What if they both succeeded in breaking up Barbie and Ken and then dated them? That would be weird.
Yeah.
That would be awkward for both of them. It's like, hey, we're both dating people who used to date each other. Let's never bring them to dinner.
We're brother and sister, and now I guess we're wiener cousins.
Oh, no.
Remember that episode of Scrubs?
No.
There was an episode of Scrubs where JD called him and I think Dr. Cox wiener cousins because they had sex with the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that show?
That was a good show.
It was a good show.
All
but that's a good
8
reason.
of its seasons.
That was a good reason.
I don't know if all 8 of them were good.
I meant the 9th one didn't exist.
Oh, yeah, that was the one that... Okay, yeah, keep going. We're good.
So, I think that's a good reason why Ryan and Raquel shouldn't end up with Ken and Barbie. Ryan was introduced in 2001.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so he's actually older than Raquel.
Wow.
Yes, a little bit, but he probably didn't have too many dolls. He became part of the Happy Family in 2002.
So is he
Whatever
Midge's
that means.
wife? Husband? Husband?
One of Chelsea's friends,
Oh.
I
Huh.
think. Maybe that's a different Ryan.
How much do you think they care about their canon?
Probably more than we would think. I mean, it's... This show has made me realize that, first of all, there ever was a canon.
There's actually, there's been more than one Ryan in Barbie history.
Okay. It's a common name. I'll accept
There was
that.
a Ryan that was Midge's son. There's a Ryan that was a friend of Chelsea, and then there's this Ryan who's a frenemy of Ken.
I mean, I know like 3 Ryans.
Yeah, like everybody knows like 3 Ryans. I'll accept that.
I can't
That's
find
the
too much
subtitle of this episode.
information about Ryan. I want to say that when Barbie and Ken broke up, maybe they were like did some things where Barbie was seeing other guys, and Ryan might have been one of them, but I can't confirm that because
I think I read about... Because I just... When doing my vague, cursory research that pales in comparison to yours, I think she had... I think after Ken, they gave her a different steady boyfriend, but then she just dropped him and went back to Ken.
Like,
Yeah.
I realized that I actually love Ken. That's
yeah, pretty much.
whatever.
And then of course Summer, who is
Summer.
another one of Barbie's friends. She's the sporty one.
Now, was Summer created in the 90s? Because that would make a lot of sense. Because she's all into extreme sports and shit.
Let me see. Barbie Wikia. Summer Gordon. She was first introduced in 2004 as part of the Cali Girl line.
Okay.
She's apparently a tennis player, among a bunch of other things.
I mean, the show she's an athletic polymath.
Yeah, she's always been sort of athletic. She's always been sort of like the Sailor Venus to Barbie's Sailor Moon, I guess.
Oh, now I understand. That was a Homestar goof. Get on my level. Fucking look that one up.
Okay. So those are all the characters. Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. And, it's a short webisode format. So it's just like, oh no, Barbie's trapped in our house. Or, oh no,
I have
Raquel
to make cupcakes or I'll have to give Teresa a pedicure. That's like episode 2. I'm not fucking kidding.
Okay, no, Barbie's had multiple boyfriends throughout the years.
Yeah. She has.
That part just didn't make as big of a deal about the other
One of
ones
them
as
was
it did with
named...
the-
One of them in the 80s was named Dude.
Well, Skipper's
man.
also had multiple boyfriends too.
Oh, because I'm just looking at the Barbie wiki category for quote unquote boyfriends. So maybe I'd see
Yes.
Skipper dating someone named Dude.
Ugh. Yeah, probably.
Everything we've talked about is real. You guys
So,
let that
do
sink
we
in.
want to explain more why we like it so much?
It's
Yeah,
well
I
written.
guess we should do that.
We haven't really been giving it much justice, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just well written. It does it's based off of a franchise that has enough semblance of a continuity that there's the bare bone outline of something, and then they just filled in the blanks with legitimately clever writing and self-aware humor.
Yeah, and it's a kind of continuity where you don't have to actually know anything about it, like the way that we've discussed it now, to have kind of osmosed it. Like, yeah, she's a fashion lady and she lives in Malibu. I know that, right? She's got little sisters. I'm pretty sure I knew that. It's all this stuff, stuff
Where's
that you're
Kelly?
stuff that you're pretty sure that's what the Barbie. That's the subtitle for the Barbie Wikipedia.
I wish the show was a little darker because I feel like they would probably do a joke about some sister named Kelly they never talk about.
Yeah,
that would be funny. 'Cause there's been so many like Barbie characters that just disappeared into the ether. It's just like, what happened to those guys?
But we don't talk about that. Just like keep smiling.
Like what happened to Chrissy? That was
Christ.
That was the original African American Barbie friend. What happened to her? Where did she go?
She's in Nikki's basement.
Why do I only ever have one black friend at a time? There's a lot of mugging at the camera in this show. It's for kids.
Oh, it's on Barbie's website. It's definitely for kids.
Yeah, a lot of the humor is really broad, but like the stuff that really works is so good. That's why I like. It's goofs like, fuck.
Like, they literally live in a dollhouse. Like, the elevator is just plastic things that slide up and down. Everything's dolls.
And all the furniture and stuff behaves like doll stuff. Like, a lot of the decorations are just stickers, or they have the thing where the table will flip and the accessory will be on the other side. And...
Or like, whenever they're putting on makeup or whatever, or using, like, a remote or anything, it's gigantic.
Yep.
Yeah, they're using like a human.
Her car runs on like D batteries, like human-sized D batteries.
Did you remember in the one episode where it rained, which was also a pretty good Southern California joke, where it's like, "What is this water from the sky?" But but they're like,
everybody, it's rain.
Oh yeah, and then
did you remember to put the roof up on your car? Cars have roofs.
Yeah, or like the one of my favorite episodes, and it'll be hard for me to talk about a favorite episode because I just marathon them because they're like 6 minutes, so they all just sort of blend together.
Exactly.
But one of the ones that stand out to me is the one where they had an entire economic crisis over the shortage of glitter.
Yeah.
Like everyone freaked out, and it was the most hilarious thing. And it turned out glitter was a natural resource in their world.
Yeah, and then it went like Beverly Hillbillies at the end, and they found a glitter
mine. Yeah,
like oil. But yeah, Barbie uses a lot of glitter.
And then, of course, the best running joke of the show: "We need insert occupation here, Skipper. Weren't you occupation? Oh yeah."
Yeah, it's like Taffy's having babies. We need a vet. Weren't you a vet? Oh, yeah. That's the other thing is that she always refers to them not as her jobs, but her careers.
Yeah.
That subtle word choice makes all the difference. Because people aren't supposed to have even, like, 2 careers. It's a career.
And Nikki's like, "You went to the moon?" And she's like, "You haven't been to the moon?" "Of course I've been to the moon."
And then, like, she keeps a lot of her outfits in, like, old, like, Barbie clothing packages. It's great.
And a lot of those outfits were like real outfits.
Oh yeah, I assume they are. Yeah.
I assume everything in that show is like actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Like there have been a couple of like brief moments, like I think when they were giving like Midge the makeover, where she went for an outfit and Barbie's like, no, not that one, and I'm like, that's probably a joke, a really funny joke I don't get.
I don't recall. I know that in the episode where they do the fashion show, because Barbie has to give away a lot of her clothes because she's running out of space, the first thing that she wears, that bathing suit, was the very first outfit Barbie ever wore. That was her premiere bathing suit.
Yeah, I think I knew that. That's one of the things I think I knew. And I
That's
think
because I told you while we watched it together.
Wah, wah.
That could have been it. And also, I remember, I've seen the original Barbie before. That's somewhere.
Yeah, now that I think about it, me too.
Yeah, this is
worth
the thing
like
with Barbie.
bajillion dollars.
If you were to really crack open your melon and extract all the Barbie knowledge you have, it's more than you thought.
Mostly just from commercials on cartoon channels.
Yeah, see, that's
remember.
the thing. And maybe it's just because we have watched so many goddamn fucking cartoons that we know all that we have osmosed all the shit about toys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it might also be from the fact that very recently, like a couple years ago, Barbie was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in that bikini again. It was like a remake of that doll, and
see, now that I
again,
didn't know.
caused a lot of controversy.
Are you asking me about sports? Like,
well, it was just floating around the internet because everybody was like, "This is just the worst."
Well, it was, to be fair, it was stupid.
It was kind of the worst.
It was very stupid.
Yeah. And then ever since then, Barbie's new phrase has been #unapologetic. That's Barbie's new promotional thing.
And real marketing?
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Yeah, because when I played with Barbie, it used to be who you want to be,
or whatever.
BARBIB. And now it's #unapologetic.
Like, that sounds like that's like, are you sure that's Barbie and not Nicki Minaj? Like,
I was on Amazon looking for dolls, as I do, and then it
every
came up and it was
goddamn day.
And it came up and it was just like Barbie #unapologetic, and I was just like, oh, okay then. I guess that's their new marketing campaign. But anyway, what were we talking about?
It's just other
glitter,
other things we liked about the show.
Oh yeah,
that episode with the bear, the bear was so terribly animated, it came out really funny.
Bear! I forgot about the bear. It was the best. It was like wall-eyed and shit, just slopping around. Just that was the best. I think I wanted to link a doxit, but I forgot.
Yeah, Tooch and I have a voice acting colleague who really likes the bear.
That's one of the camping ones, right? Where Stacy's trying to get her camping badge.
That was the second camping one. The first camping one where Raquel's like, there's bugs. I don't want
And then they bring the camping trailer, and the inside of the trailer is just a mini version of the dream house.
I think they reuse the same digital assets.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not a very good looking show.
Well, but again, this is something we talked about in Lego Movie. They use the plasticity thing to their advantage. All the characters have that neck crease that dolls have, so they can move their heads.
Yeah,
I love it because they're literally dolls.
They are.
Yeah, sometimes they make that ratchety noise when they stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And they make jokes about getting sand in their joints. And they're like, "Oh no, I can't move." And of course, one of my favorite jokes was with Midge when she was first introduced, and Barbie bent over on the floor to pick up something, and Midge was like, "Oh my gosh, you're articulated for full movement? I can only bend my hips and bend over like a plank."
Yeah,
I remember you reblogged that GIF set and you just added as a caption, "Doll jokes."
Well, all these Barbie Life in the Dream House characters, as they're depicted in the show, have been made into dolls, and they are fully articulated.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're not going to throw away this opportunity.
Well, they could have just made them cheap Barbies with just shoulders and hip joints, but they actually gave them elbows and knees and wrists and stuff.
So now you can buy them and then make your own episodes of Barbie Life in the Dream House.
And the actual Barbie Life in the Dream House dolls are really interesting because they make the faces super cartoony more than usual. Raquel has this smirk molded on, and Teresa has this wide-eyed stare, and Barbie gives me nightmares.
That's super great.
One of my favorite episodes is Perf Pool Party, when Barbie invites everyone over to a pool party, and Raquel's trying to get attention, and she bought this slide for the party, but it's really crappy, so Ken builds a crazy slide, and it's just insane. And then Ryan is so funny in this one. He keeps trying to do impressive dives, but then he just keeps belly flopping.
Oh, it's so even for a doll, even if it is a doll, watching someone belly flop, because those jokes are not uncommon in comedy, where it's I'm gonna do a thing, and they just their entire body just planks into the water, and it's ooh. It's very visceral. I always feel it in my torso.
Yeah, the physicality in that episode is good too, because like when he eventually goes down the slide, like it all like kind of rumbles with his motion and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It all works.
I love when they first try to go down the crappy slide, and and they all like get stuck, like their clothing is just like way too much friction on the slide, so they're not going down.
That's a good show. What other jokes can we tell from the show?
Yeah, I mean it's a comedy again. Like it's a fun waste of time.
You should
That's
watch
really
it.
what it is.
And like what we said, like what we, and by we I mean I guess I, said earlier about it being the spiritual successor to Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. Toy Story 2, when that came out, people were surprised at how much they were letting, how much Mattel was letting them make fun of their property. And then in Toy Story 3, they went even further. And the Ken and Barbie stuff in TS3 was some of the best shit in that incredible movie.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Though I think that is still better than this show.
Yeah,
of course.
And I think that was willing to, I guess, kill its darlings a little bit more, or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to say it.
I think it's because in the Toy Story universe, like, each Ken doll is an individual entity with its own experiences, so it's like that the Ken doll in Toy Story 3 is not Mattel's Ken that they publish and put out as dolls, whereas the Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse one is more what they want Ken to be and not a crazy doll voiced by Michael Keaton.
That was Michael Keaton.
Yeah, boy!
I didn't know that.
I love Michael Keaton. He needs to come back. Come back to us, Michael.
Yeah, he fell off the planet.
Yeah. It's Batman.
A moment of silence for Michael Keaton's career.
He had some good bits because he was also the police chief in that Other Guys movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. He was one of the only funny things in that. He kept making references to TLC songs and not knowing they were TLC songs and being really confused. And being really confused when people would look at him funny when he would just be like, hey, guys, listen up, alright? I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs man isn't getting left from me. And like everybody would be like, what are you doing, chief? What are you talking about? Like that's the song. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, the whole fucking movie. That was all I laughed at was Michael Keaton. The rest of the movie's dumb.
That's a good goof.
I know!
The only other thing I can say about this show is that I really like the theme song. It's really catchy.
I also like that it's so short, because they're webisodes. So if you can watch the whole series in like 2 or 3 hours, you're going to listen to the theme song 55 fucking times. It's so short.
Yeah,
I like the full-length version, too, because they also just have that uploaded. And it just... it reminds me of, like, all those Barbie commercial songs that I would watch as a kid, and it just, like, makes me feel nostalgic for being a Barbie girl again, even though, like, I'm trying to move beyond that phase of my life, because Barbie is kind of a problematic role model in general. But in this show, she's fine.
Yeah.
The show is very aware of all the Barbie's always been like, what's the word?
Legs?
Yes.
Barbie has always been legs.
Barbie's always been a contradiction of herself since the beginning.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's this kind of idea of female empowerment that isn't actually effective or empowering, and despite being quite possibly very sincere and well-meaning, is not really helping anybody's cause.
Yeah, it's like they want to depict somebody. They want to depict like an independent, successful woman who can like pursue her dreams. But it's like literally only Barbie can be Barbie. You can't be Barbie. Yeah. You're not Barbie.
Barbie's like Oprah.
Yeah.
Like times 20.
Yeah. I agree.
A fan.
So, I mean, if you're like a manly man and you're like, I don't want to watch this Barbie crap, I'm like, you know what? I suggest it.
I only watch real men shows like My Little Pony.
Yeah, I mean, you're already watching that, you dickhead.
We know you are. I do.
I don't want to come to your house and
have a stern debate about animation.
I mean, I probably can't get in. I'll be outside and be like, hey, knock, let me in. And he won't because this bit sucks.
Nicky will just, like, pee in your front lawn. At night when you don't even notice, so you'll never know. But
I love the sound of urine hitting grass. It's really therapeutic to me. Like, from that 3 feet drop, it's perfect.
Wait, are you doing a bit, or are you for real?
He's for real. He would go take the dog out to pee, and he would just pee in the backyard.
If the dog can do it.
Construction worker. I think we need to
only at night. I mean, not like in the midday light. I'm just like swinging my dick around. It's like everybody's got to deal with this now. No, I mean I'm facing my house. Nobody's ever seen my dick.
That's apparent. That's very apparent, Nicky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
Barbie is a fun waste of time. If you want to waste some time,
just like this
Barbie
podcast,
Life in a Dream House. You'll chuckle a little bit. You might get some laughs, some fun, some nostalgia. We recommend it. It's not the most important show.
Again, just like this podcast.
But it's fun.
Tooch, if you hurt our brand one more fucking time, you're out of here.
So,
Brands.
moving on.
Brands are funny. like people who care about brands, that's always funny to me. Like, probably Mattel. Like, there's probably a brand manager who was, like, watching this show and was like, no.
But then it was, like, hella successful, and he was like, I'm confused. I'm gonna go back to my office and poke my dipping office bird desk thing.
Alright, so that's Barbie Life in the Dream House. It's good. Watch it. It'll take you 3 hours tops, and it's all free. So shut the fuck up and do it.